Yeah, well, thanks for watching. Just wanted to show the last Modern League I played on Magic Online with Goblins combo. I'm not a pro, so you're not going to see perfect play, but always welcome constructive feedback in the comment section if you see something that I could have done differently. So we're match one, game one on the draw. Opponent plays a Scalding Tarn and passes. A pretty easy turn one play for me. Just down the Bugbear and the Mod Fanatic. Plays a Tri-land, so maybe Domain, Creativity, something along those lines. They do play a Hall of Storm Giants, so now it's probably some type of control deck. Here I go ahead and just jam Horde Master, try to get in with two. Cast Fire on both my creatures, so I do sack the Fanatic King. Get in 1 point at least, and this will trigger. I'll get 2 triggers off Horde Master. Funny enough, I exiled 2 Cavern of Souls from his ability, so I actually wouldn't mind drawing one of those. I don't think these experts are going to be too relevant, but we will see. So they have 3 mana open. They could have Counterspell, Charm, Address down, so didn't want to jam the Matron at this point, so I try to bait something with the Prospector. They don't take the bait, so I just play Prospector and pass. They play Colligan's Command, killing my Prospector, making me discard a card. I don't think there's much I could do there, so I do go ahead and just discard an Expert. I don't think it's going to be too relevant. Plays Consider main phase. Looks like they're digging for a land. Lucky for us, they do miss. So at this point, they could just have Counterspell up for the Sling Gang. But I do want to use my mana, so I just go ahead and jam it. They don't have a Counterspell. They do have a Lightning Bolt for Sling Gang, so I'm going to lose that. I do get to drain once. I do get 2 tokens to keep pressuring. So opponent goes Snapcast for Consider on the main. So I'm guessing they're still digging for land. And I can't believe they haven't hit one yet. But lucky for us, they missed again. Draw land, so now I have Den of the Bugbear active. A lot of options here. I think I'm just gonna kill the Snapcaster and then play the Matron while the Shields are down. Get a Ringleader for next turn. Swing for 2, put him down 15. They miss again. Pass back to me. I didn't really want to jam the ringleader here into 3 open mana. I didn't really want to activate the Den of the Bugbear either into a removal spell. I do have 4 points of damage already on the board, so do have a lot of pressure. Go ahead and just swing, see what happens. So nothing from the opponent. I do go ahead and just try to play the Snoop, maybe get a just get a counter spell out of their hand so I can resolve the ringleader at some point. They do have a Jarn in the lock. I wish I would have had one of those caverns that got exiled. So they do finally hit their 4th land on turn 7. They take 2 points by shocking, which is fine by me. So here, probably representing Snapcaster, a removal spell, Snapcaster down the lock, maybe even Cryptic Command. Looks like they do have the Cryptic, so they tap and draw. So I have a choice of either resolving the ringleader or just getting in 4 points of damage with the Den. I think the Den is the better option here. Just kind of save the ringleader if they have an answer to the board. So get in with the Den, 4 points. Also make a token. I was thinking about keeping that mountain in hand in case they had Colligan's Command, but at that point, if that's their play, then I'm feeling pretty good, so I just played the land out. So we have another Cryptic, going to tap and draw again. I could, a couple options. I could have activated Den of the Bugbear, but I didn't want to expose it to a removal spell. So I thought just jamming the ringleader here while the shields are down. Hopefully get at least 2 goblins. As long as I don't brick here, I'm feeling pretty good. So pretty good one. Got 3 goblins in hand, and I don't want to overextend, so I just pass. Kill my expert. So they have a 3rd Cryptic Command. They're going to tap and draw. Again, I could have activated the Bugbear here, but don't. I just wanted just in case they're able to remove the board. Really, trying to make the opponent deal with the board state before I do anything. Fatal Push targeting Mod Fanatic, sack King for 1, go down to 4, fetch down to 3. And what's nice is even if they can't deal with everything, I do have the mini Battlecry Goblin combo where I can play, Snoop, Goblin, and then just activate. And he's good. Game 2, going to be on the draw. Pretty okay hand. I mean, any hand with Aether Vial, I tend to keep, and I especially like the ones with 2. And we also have Cavernous Souls to negate any counter spells that they have. And the reason I like to keep the Aether Vial hands is just because this deck has so many 2-for-1 opportunities, 3-for-1 opportunities with all your Goblin Matrons, and putting Snoop in play with Vial, and you have a Goblin on top, you can play it with priority. Obviously, knock on wood, but I find it's hard not to draw gas when you have multiple vials in play. And I know they play Colligan's Command as well, so it's nice having a backup. So I'll go ahead and Violin the Fanatic. Take up these vials to 2 and 1. So here I'm just trying to get some Snoop value. Unfortunately, I do not get a Goblin on top, so I will go ahead and just play out the Hordemaster. Try to get him for 2. Opponent responds by killing the Snoop, so I don't get a Hordemaster activation. And we know we're drawing the fetch land next turn. And no longer drawing fetch land next turn. Opponent's down to 15. They do hit their land drop this time. I'm going to take these vials up to 3 and 2 respectively. So I'll start by swinging for 1. Right down to 14. Not much I can do here. I'll just play a tapped anti-topple, and I'll leave up the experts. So they are going to play a subtlety. I did want to take the opportunity here to just get it off the board, so while the shields are down, so I went ahead and just played the 2 experts. I am exposing myself to a Wrath effect like Fury, but I do have the Ringleader next turn's backup. They do have fire for my 2 experts. At the end of the day, it was a 2 for 2, and they didn't get any value off of subtlety, so it's okay with me. Take the 1 vial up to 4 so I can instant speed Ringleader. Keep the other vial at 2 because I just have so many more 2-drops in this deck than any other mana value. I'm going to start with the Snoop. Great hit there. And obviously the Snoop was a great draw off the top. I did go ahead and just sack the Marshal for mana just because it was it's pretty much free. I rarely play it, pay the echo cost. So they fire. They do play fire, shields are down, so I did go ahead and just play a Ringleader. And I don't have to worry about a dress down. Pretty bad one, I only got a Prospector. Sack the Fanatic, put them down to 13. And if you noticed, the reason I didn't sack the Prospector for mana to cast the War Marshal was because I was we were in the middle of combat. Do get in for 2 with the Ringleader. I'm just going to play out Prospector. They only have 1 card in hand, so as long as it's not some wrath effect, I'm feeling okay. I am going to sack these 2 tokens to play the War Marshal, just to kind of dig a little bit deeper. Another good card on top, another War Marshal. So I'll sack 2 tokens to play that. We know we're drawing a fetch land for next turn. So if the Snoop lives, we can shuffle away any bad draws. I'm going to keep these at 4 and 2. Not going to pay for Echo. It's a great card on top. We have a Matron. I play Snapcaster. And select Spider. They do kill the Snoop, so we can't play anything from the top anymore. But that Horde Master was getting shuffled regardless. So I did go ahead and get a Sling Gang Lieutenant, seemed like the safest choice. Opponent is on 1 card. So the reason I didn't just play it now was if they did have a removal spell for the Sling Gang, I believe I was 1 point short. Yeah, so I played the Sling Gang, and maybe at 1. If I miss something there, please let me know in the comments. But again, here, like opponent has one card in hand. I have a pretty good board state, so that process is just let them make the first move. Again, I'll keep these at 4 and 2. The reason I'm not cracking that fetch to thin is just in case you draw Snoop off the top, I can shuffle away anything I don't want. We have another Cryptic Command. They're going to tap and draw. That's good. So we're 1-0, game 2. Sorry, 1-0 and match 2, game 1. Pretty bad opener, only 1 land. Pretty bad 6, only 1 land. And the Kiki is pretty much a dead card. So we go to 5. This one is okay. Multiple vials, so I think we're just going to put back a vial and a land. Dragon Rage Chandler. So either against Murktide or some kind of Breach deck. Easy turn 1 for me, just land vial. Goes Metamorphose. There's Channeler into Swift Spear, so I have no interaction in my hand. Feeling pretty bad about winning this one. Play the Horde Master and Violent Prospector. The chances of them not having a removal spell are pretty slim, so I think that'd be the only way I have a chance of winning this game, is if they swing with the channelers and I am able to eat one with the Prospector. They found a Lava Dart, so it's pretty much just game over at this point. Yeah, next week. Game 2, I typically bring in Leyline of the Void and some Chalices, and try to shave on the combo as well, just because in my opinion, the likelihood of comboing off in this matchup is slim to none. So do you have to go down to 6? You have Fnatic. Yeah, Soulscar Mage. I'm not sure if these decks are still playing Mutagenic Growth or not. But I do go ahead and just play the Expert here. Soulscar Mage down, get in for 1. Missing land drop, so that's good for me. Obviously the Goblin Matron was a great draw as well. So start off by getting in for 2. Play the Matron. In hindsight, I probably should have grabbed something else, maybe another Expert, but I did grab the Snoop just hoping to get like a 2-for-1 when I played it. Normally I'd grab a Ringleader, but I do shave my 1-of in these matchups where I'm bringing in Chalices and Leylines, just because the amount of Goblins left in the deck just doesn't seem to make sense. But I would love to know the math on that, if somebody knows it. Alright, so play Snoop, fetch, Kiki's on top, so opponent's going to have to deal with this Snoop. Be on Bolt. I'm going to go ahead and Expert in response before the Prowess trigger. unfortunately, this deck is just really soft against Lava Dart. I'm going to take the 3 here. I'm going to have to get lucky from this point to win. I do know I have a Kiki on top, which will help. They get double Lava Dart. They can light up the stage. So my plan here was just to kind of force them to sack a land for their Lava Dart after I copy this Fanatic to save their Swift Spear. And then that way they would have to draw something like, they'd have to draw a removal spell for Kiki, or, you know, sack their last remaining land, and they would have no lands left. You know, just be top decking from there. So that was my plan. I did punt a little here by not attacking. I think I was just zoned out. So I missed 2 points of damage there. I do go ahead and try to kill this, knowing that they're going to sack a land here. Most likely. And they do. So here I'm just hoping they don't draw lands so they can go double Lava Dart. Force them to Lava Dart the Kiki and then sack a land, but they actually go face and get in for 2. So now I'm down to 10. Again, we're just kind of top decking at this point. Not a great draw. I'm going to get in for 2. One gets in for 1. Lazy Soulscar Mage. That's a great draw for me. They have no cards in hand, so my plan here is on upkeep, copy the Mogwai Marshal, and just force them to sack yet another land if they want. They want to kill it. So here I'm just blocking one of the creatures with the token, just so I have something to copy with Kiki if needed. Still at 7. Matron was an incredible draw. So now I can get an expert and start clearing the board. And hard sweeps. So match 2, game 3. I will admit, I was a little embarrassed to show this game on video because it's quite embarrassing. You'll see as we progress a little further along into the game. But you know, this is why we play test, right? It's you live and you learn, and you try to adjust for the next time. So I definitely learned a lot about just sideboarding in general, I think, from this match. Easy turn 1 for me, just play Vial. Here goes Manamorphose, Lava Dart, and light up the stage. So I know they have Lava Dart, so I'm going to go ahead and just play out the Snoop. Terrible card on top. Leyline of Void. It's just a dead card at this point. Or play Soulscar Mage. Bobble. Lava Dart Snoop. I'm going to sack a land to finish it off. I'm going to take the Violet to 2. And we were drawing a dead card in Leyline of the Void. I'm going to Violent Snoop, hoping to get some value here. I do get it with the Matron. But I wanted to leave up the Expert in case they tapped out here. And at the very least, that would force them to sack another land for Lava Dart. So you do tap out for Iteration. I do go for the Expert. Force them to sack a land if they want to save their mage. They do. Target my Expert. Play a land. Go down to 16. And the opponent plays Light at the stage. So, remember when I said that the likelihood of comboing off in this matchup was slim to none? Well, I had the combo here. But for whatever reason, when I was sideboarding, I apparently took out the Harbingers. So you can see me kind of pause here looking at the deck, wondering why there's not at least one Harbinger, which is what I typically do. In these tough matchups where you're not going to combo often, I try to trim down on it, but I do like to keep in at least one just to have the threat of the combo. But for whatever reason, I must have screwed up somewhere in the sideboarding. I didn't have it, so feeling really embarrassed at this point. Opponent is probably wondering what I'm thinking about. And to make matters even worse, is I didn't tick up the vial because I thought I had the combo, so I couldn't get Slinging Lieutenant or something else. So feeling really embarrassed here. I do have just getting another Matron. I didn't think Squee was going to get the job done. So my plan here was to Matron at their end step just for another munitions expert. So we kill the Snoop. And I actually don't do it on their end step because I wanted to be able to double spell, knowing that I was drawing a land. So we know Mountain is on the top. So we draw Mountain. I'm going to go ahead and Matron for expert, play Horde Master, and then play the expert. They unfortunately do have the one card that completely blows me out here, Lava Dart. And at this point, it's going to be really hard for me to come back. Chalice right on time. All I can do is chump block here. Yeah, that's good. So again, pretty embarrassing game to show on video. I hope some of you can learn from that mistake, and you know, just never board out the full combo. So match 3, game 1, we're on the draw. Okay hand. Again, I typically try to keep these hands with a vial. And knowing I have Matron in hand makes it even better. Easy turn 1, Den of the Bugbear, Aether Vial. Opponent plays a Blood Crypt. And a Dathi Voidwalker. So I'll take the vial up to 1. I'll play my Mog War Marshal. Pretty annoying with the Voidwalker in play. Opponent does thought he's away my expert. Swings for 30 and nothing I can do about it, so I'm down 17. I could have paid for Echo to save the Mog War Marshal, since it's gonna just fizzle with Voidwalker in play. I took the vial up to 2. I decided not to just because I had you know, Matron into whatever I wanted. So I do go ahead and put Matron out. Plan is to get a expert. Only thing that wrecks me here is a double removal spell, so go ahead and just decide to wait until they fetch. They do fetch, so I do take this opportunity to play the expert and get this Voidwalker off the board. They do have Feign Death, which I guess I should have been thinking about. The good news is opponent is on 2 cards, and I'll be able to violin my Harbinger on my upkeep to get whatever I want. So I am going to take the vial up to 3 and violin the Harbinger. I am going to get another expert, that way I can double spell, knowing that I also have a Horde Master in my hand. So my life total was kind of getting down there. My thought was, like, let's wait until opponents upkeep. I'll kill the 4/3 Voidwalker, and if they have another Feign Death type effect, at least I'll have Summoning Sickness, and I can win this race. I completely forgot about its other ability, where you can sacrifice it and choose an exiled card that I own. So that was definitely a punt. I guess I'm either playing around Feign Death ability or not. So I do wait, and that gives them opportunity to untap with it and obviously play a card that I own. So that was a brutal exchange for me. I do get the 4/3 off the battlefield, but they get to expert my board and get an extra blocker. And I don't even get the Hordemaster's ability because they have the Voidwalker in play. But like I mentioned before, right? It's this is why we play test. You live and you learn. I will hopefully not make that mistake in the future. They do play a Blood Moon. Doesn't affect me at all since I have the Swamp in play. They do Feign Death, the Voidwalker. Sack it. And they play my own Mog War Marshal. So game turnaround rather quickly there. And I did like the Blood Moon did affect my Den of the Bugbear. Great draw for me. Better lucky than good. Go ahead and play the Hordemaster. Another small mistake there. I should have not tapped the Swamp, just in case, for whatever reason, this Voidwalker got off the battlefield this turn, and I could play the Expert or something with Hordemaster's ability. So I swing in. They're down to 3. And it's good. So now we're in game 2, match 3. I don't really have a great sideboard. For this matchup. I typically bring in Chalices, whether that's right. Or sorry, I typically bring in Leyline of the Void. Whether that's right or not, I do not know. Great draw, land, Vial, and pass. Plays another Voidwalker. Take my Violet to 1. Nothing to do. So fetch, land, pass. The reason I played fetch land versus a Blood Crypt was just to have the option to get a swamp if I had to. They played Blood Moon now. So they're doing their thing. So they thought seized away my Kiki, Feign Death their Voidwalker, sack the Voidwalker to play my Kiki. So pretty cool turn for them. Copy the Voidwalker and get in for 3. So at this point, I really need to draw something just to get that second Goblin on the battlefield so I can kill my own Kiki-Juki. I do go ahead and just get the Swamp just for Blood Moon protection. Take the Violet to 2. and I do get a great draw soon. And perfect munitions expert off the top, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. Kill the Kiki. Going to fetch away this cavern, hope for a 1-drop. I don't get it, but matron for next turn will be awesome. Plays a pyromancer. We get 2 tokens. We also sap the Voidwalker. To play a lightning bolt for my Snoop. Opponent only has 1 card in hand, so feeling pretty good now. Taking that up to 3, knowing that I have matron. Violent matron. Getting a lord. Now that Voidwalker is off the battlefield, I can start getting some value. I do decide to kill the Pyromancer here. Force them to either chump or trade 2 tokens for my expert, and then I get a free card with Hordemaster. Okay, a ringleader. That's fantastic. I think this game really showed the the power of Hordemaster. Opponent scoops. Alright, we are 2-1. This is start of match 4, game 1. I am on the play. Not a terrible opener. I would love to have seen a vial or some interaction. But not knowing what the opponent's on, if they have no interaction at all, this is a turn 4 combo. Didn't really want to give away any information quite yet, so I just play a mountain pass. Play Spiderbook now. It's probably Murktide. Drawing the second Snoop here definitely incentivized me just playing Snoop out now and getting a removal spell out of their hand. So I know I'm drawing Expert. And you do have the Bolt for the Snoop. Plays Consider. Passes. So at this point, I don't really want to play out the Snoop again, and most likely not get value unless I have a 1-drop on top, which I only have I only have 4, so chances aren't that great. So we'll just play the Matron and set up for next turn. Do you grab a Ringleader? Opponent plays Expressive Iteration. They're going to go land Consider. So shields are down for Ringleader if that's what I want to do. I do go ahead and just decide to jam the Snoop and try to get some value, especially since I had my option of just playing an untapped land or a fetch land to shuffle away the top card. And then the opponent's going to have to deal with my board at some point. So I felt like there was a different time to resolve Ringleader. So I do play the Horde Massacre from the top of the library and get in with 2. Opponent's to 18. Lightning Bolt for Snoop as expected. My opponent is going to play a Giant Riptide. Fetch land, pass. Fetch for a mountain. I didn't really want to lose value from this Boggart Harbinger, so I went ahead and played it out. I think my plan here was to get another expert and just find a turn where I could double expert this Murktide. So I'll play the Horde Master here. Pass. Replays Iteration. Plays double iteration, and then Holy Geeks rewards. So we need the Nation's Experts on top, so it gets exiled. I can play it until the end of my next turn. Their shields are down here, so I can just go double expert. And I'll get in with 6. Luckily, these Murktide decks don't really have any rack effects, at least in game 1 that I know of, so I'm feeling like I'm in a good spot. Point kills my Lord, and I exile Auntie's Hovel. They dash Ragavan. I don't want them to connect. Worst thing is they gets up like a Munitions Expert or Mob 4 Marshal or something. Happily trade away one of my experts for the Ragavan. And opponent plays another massive Murktide. So I do go ahead and play Kiki Jiki, copying Goblin Matron, and getting a Slinging Lieutenant to finish him off the following turn. And I do go ahead and swing with the team, just knowing that I have Slinging Lieutenant next turn. Sweeps. For this matchup, I typically just bring in some Chalices. If I can maybe resolve one, I don't think they have a ton of answers for it except for Engineer Explosive. I can maybe combo off or just do what I did last game and just kind of get in incremental damage by going wide. You have a lot of reach to finish them off with Slinging Lieutenant or Battlecry Goblin, something like that. So opponent plays a Dragon's Rage Channeler. I do have Best Card in Magic, Non-Fanatic. So I go ahead and roll the Channeler. Opponent plays a Ledger Shredder and passes. Kind of lucky they didn't have Bobble there. I'm just going to play a Fanatic, tap land here, pass. Opponent passes with 3 mana up. A little scary. I am going to go ahead and shock, or not shock, but play Auntie's Hovel and play the Matron. Getting another Expert. Definitely wouldn't mind drawing some lands, just so I can start double spelling. Opponent passes again. I do draw the land. And I didn't want to jam the Expert there. So I'd go ahead and just go for the Matron option, getting a Ringling here. My opponent doesn't do anything again. So here I just play the Horde Master. And the opponent just has so much mana available. I don't want to swing into a 1/3, knowing that they could easily have 2 removal spells or consider a no removal spell, and that's just a terrible exchange for me. I'm also trying to be careful not to play 2 spells and let them loot. Opponent does Petty Theft, My Lord, at the hand. Here they go for Unholy Heat on Matron. In this spot, I thought it was. I wanted to take the opportunity to play the Expert and get this Shredder off the board. I know I would trigger the loot, but even if they looted, it became a 2/4. And they had another removal spell to, let's say kill the Matron. That's 3 damage from the Expert, and then I could sack the Fanatic to finish off the Shredder. So there's really nothing they could have had here to save him. The only thing I'm really doing is giving them an extra loot, but I feel like it's worth it before the Shredder gets out of control. Plays Iteration. And then they play Wrath. I wasn't exactly expecting. I do sack the Fanatic to get in a point. But we have a lot of stuff here to rebuild. I have the Goblin Ringleader in hand, so we'll start off with that. The one slightly annoying thing here is if I got 3 or more goblins, I would have went to discard, but I did get to. But that's probably a good problem to have. And get in for 2. They cast Fury. I do draw land. So at this point, I'm just trying to set up a turn where I have enough goblins on the field that I can expert away this Fury. So I go ahead and get another expert. I want to take I didn't want to take that hit, go down to 14 just because their Murktides get so big so fast that it puts me on a really tight clock. So I just take the safe route. I know exactly what's being exiled. It's the expert. We have an Unholy Heat for Hormaster. Another great draw, or flip, I should say, with an entry. And as expected, they do have the Murktide. But even worse news is they have 2. So I have 2 giant flyers I have to deal with. Like I said, I don't mind drawing lands in this spot. I have so much action. So like I said, if I would have taken that hit from the Fury, I would have been dead up next turn. Because I can't deal with either of these flyers at the moment. So my plan here is, knowing I'm on a 2-turn clock, they have 1 card in hand. Let's try to get rid of this Fury and put enough bodies on the board where I could set up for a huge Battlecry Goblin turn. So I'm going to play 2 Lords and then play the Expert that's in exile. Plays Bobble Consider. Play out a fetch land. They do have the Brazen Borrower up. And they only have 1 card in hand. I'm going to take 14 down to 5. But now that they only have 1 card in hand, I do have Xaxes with Battlecry Goblin. If they have a removal spell, the only thing that I lose to is a counter spell, Archmage's Charm, something like that. Because unfortunately, with 7 lands, I don't have 1 counter. They don't have the counter, so no matter what they do here, they are dead. So I do activate Battlecry Goblin, give everything haste, including itself. They let me go to combat, so I'm going to be able to make open. And I'll wait till the token comes into play before activating it. Kills the Master is going to have opponent's going to have another removal spell. And we get there. Yeah, I forgot they drop ball and have 2 cards, so I could have lost with 2 removal spells or 1 counter spell. We are 4-1, starting match 5, game 1. Again, okay hand, has Vial, I'm on the play. You can do a lot of cool stuff with Horde Master and Prospector on the battlefield, so I keep. Easy turn 1 play, Mountain Vial, pass. Opponent plays Darksteel Citadel, so most likely something like Affinity. Take the Vial up to 1. Play Auntie's Hovel. And I'm going to play Horde Master. Plays Urza's Saga and a Mem Knight. Plays a Frogmite. Passes. I'm going to Violin the Prospector. And a pretty good draw, Ogre Marshal. So I'm going to Vial that in, and then just start sacking, digging for some action. Yeah, just having Horde Master and a sack outlet, especially Prospector, is just, it can be really fun. So I'm going to keep digging. I just have so many good hits. That's definitely one of them. So now I can just play my third land and play out a PPG on turn 3 with a pretty good board save too. And then I'm going to go ahead and just get in here. If they want to trade their 2 creatures for my 1 Skirk Prospector, I think that's fine. Because even if they get rid of my sack outlet, I'm still kind of generating some value with Kiki Jiki and the tokens getting exiled and stuff. Another Kiki Jiki gets exiled in Snoop. So what's unfortunate about that is there's typically only 2 Kiki Jikus in these Goblins combo decks, so it just makes it now it's impossible to combo. Opponent plays another Urza Saga, Bobble, and a Frogmite. Take the Vial up to 3. Which I think in hindsight was probably a mistake. I probably should have just kept it at 2, just because there's so many more hits. I did get rewarded a bit by drawing a Harbinger, so now I can tear up whatever I want. He plays Snoop, nothing on top. I'm gonna go ahead and Harbinger for a Goblin Trash Master, but I kind of wanted them to make the first move. I didn't want to give it away. I'm not sure if they play Picking Needle. So I thought it was completely fine, just waiting sometime in their turn during combat, their end step, something like that. They continue to pump out 4/4s and make 10/10 tokens. They do have the Aether Spell Bomb active, which I kind of forgot about, if I'm being honest. It doesn't bite me here, but it does look a little bit later. So here, now that they're swinging with a 10/10, I think it makes sense to go ahead and Harbinger for the Trash Master. So I can use it with Snoop's ability. I do go ahead and copy the Skirk Prospector. My thought process of being, I know I'm not drawing a land. Well, I guess I don't know that yet because when the KPGP token gets sacrificed, it's going to trigger Hordemaster's ability, so it'll be a brand new top card. But my thought process originally was, copy the Prospector. If they bounce it with either Spellbomb, I can play both the Trash Master and the Prospector as a one-drop my following turn. And then still have the Vial for something else if I drew it. So I do copy Prospector, and then I skip to kill the token. Use the Trash Master's ability because I have conspicuous Snoop on. So now the Trash Master gets exiled, and I can play it the next turn. I do leave the Violet 30. So I do have a expert I can play at instant speed. But I do also have to get this Trash Master in play. Luckily, I can start sacking some stuff if I need to generate mana with the Prospector. I am going to shock. Unfortunately, I didn't have a Goblin to reveal with Auntie's Hobble. This is kind of where I made that mistake. I completely forgot that they had the Aether Spellbomb. In play, I was thinking I'm just going to get in some damage here. So I went to go copy Trash Master. They went ahead and bounced it to my hand. Now, if I would have ticked up this file before, it wouldn't have been as terrible, but I should have just waited. I do go ahead and sack one of the tokens just to deal with this construct token before it gets bounced to my hand. So yeah, so this was definitely a turn where my shields were down. That was completely my fault. But if they don't have, any real answer here, I'm going to get the Trash Master next turn. I'm going to have, a bazillion mana available. I'll be in a pretty good spot. And then I'll also have the KPGP to constantly make tokens each turn, which I can sack. So interesting attack here. I can eat one of the 2/2s. Plan here was just to eat one of the 2/2s, block the Boggart Harbinger on a 4/4, sack it for red, and then play the Munitions Expert to kill the other 4/4, and then just take 2. We do use a Welding Jar on a 2/2. So that's what I do. And when all is said and done, they are down a Welding Jar, a 4/4, and I am down a 3/2. So here I will take up the Vial 4. knowing I have Trash Master in my hand. Fetch just to get rid of that top card, since I couldn't play a Goblin. Luckily we get Matron, which is a great draw after the fetch. I'm going to violin the Trash Master. They have one card in hand. I go ahead and just play the Goblin Matron. Grab another Expert. Play the Lord off the top. Copy Goblin Trash Master, and I just have a ton of damage. So here we're gonna go down to 6. Not the best hand in the world, but against a deck that doesn't have a ton of interaction, it's actually pretty good. We do have a turn 4 combo, assuming I don't draw, back-to-back red sources here. So opponent plays Ginger Brute, gets in for 1. I'm gonna play my Aether Vial. Just hope they don't have any interaction. Hope that I can play my Snoop on turn 3 and Harbinger on turn 4 with the combo. They do have a pretty good affinity type hand. They're just dumping their hand out. Blood Moon's not going to do anything here. I do luckily have the Mock Fanatic to kill the Brute. Maybe block something else. So at this point they're just dumping their hand and they have a Cranial Plating out, so for me to have a chance this game, I'm going to have to draw a red source this next turn to play an Expert to kill and block something, potentially. So I'm going to go ahead and block the Frogmite and then ping the Brute. So here I'm just hoping for a red source so I can survive one more turn. Luckily we get it. Gotta be careful I select the right side. So here I can play a Snoop. And the reason I didn't wait is just, and I probably should have, to be honest. Just waited to play the Snoop, but just want to see what was on top. They have no cards in hand. So swing with the team. Gonna violin the Expert. Kill the Thought Monitor, and then just chump in the 4-force. Even if they left up Cranial Plating activation at instant speed, I don't think they have enough. But I could be wrong. So luckily we do survive that turn. And now I can just Violent Harbinger, and we have a combo. So not a terrible league. I did go 4-1. Missed out on that trophy though. Feel like that was just such a massive punt from a sideboarding perspective for match 2, I couldn't believe that we untapped with Snoop and actually had the combo, but we didn't have the combo piece in the deck. So very embarrassing. Again, something I will note for future is just be very careful when you're sideboarding to leave in at least that one Harbinger so you have to throw the combo, even in those really tough matchups where you don't think it's going to happen. Again, yeah, I think definitely showed the power of Horde Master in some of these matchups. Obviously, there's some spots where you're just super behind and you just come out of nowhere. So again, super fun deck to play. I've been playing it quite a bit the last couple months, so I'll continue to um, try and record and give commentary on some of the leagues that I've been doing. And I'm not. I think we did have one game where we showed the power of Battlecry Goblin. Again, I think that's kind of like a mini third combo in this deck. Like the main ways to win is the traditional combo with Snoop, making a million of them, putting a win con on top, draining your opponent. Obviously, there's the second one. The secondary win condition is where you kind of just beat down. You go wide and you just beat down. And then the third is that Battlecry Goblin, where you just have a couple goblins on the battlefield, and then maybe four mana and a vial on 2, vial in the Battlecry, activate it a couple times, and that's 12, 15, 18 damage depending on what you have on the battlefield. So really cool deck. Please go ahead and subscribe, comment, and like if you like this type of comment. Like I said, I'm still pretty new at creating these, so hopefully they'll continue to get better as time goes on. But yeah, seeing that feedback from you guys really gives me the motivation to continue doing it. So thanks again for watching.